Okay, looks like everyone loaded in. That's a good start. Oh, I think we might actually just be starting, as Latex has put have fun, good luck. So yeah, let's get going then. So in the bottom left, we've got Ivan playing as the Red Dynasty. His teammate right next to him down here on the south in the bottom right is KepochKa playing as the Black GDF. They are Team Hotel Moscow. In the top, in the north side of the map, in the top left, we have Demon, also known as Branston Pickle, playing as the Blue GDF. Oh, okay. Some pretty bad pings around, so we might be rehosting. I think... Are we rehosting? I have no game sound either, which is very strange. Well, it looks like they're going to continue playing on. In the top right, I'll just finish the introductions. We have Latex playing as the purple GDF, and he is with he is on team Under Siege with Demon Branston Pickle. So, interesting thing about this map is obviously the TPCs, Tempest control centers. I want to be getting them as early as possible. They provide resources and power, so very, very important. There's one on the left here for the top left player. There's one on the bottom left here as well. One down here as well. And then there's also one up here. So one for each player. You can see off the bat, Ivan's being very aggressive here. Tried to snipe Demon's engineer, but didn't manage to get it. Demon did end up getting that TPC anyway, but now Ivan's just gonna start applying some pressure there. Over on the right hand side, Latex manages to secure his with no issues, and looks like KepochKa has gone straight for the mercenary outpost here. So two more neutral buildings in the center of the map. We have the garage and this mercenary outpost. Very interesting is the mercenary outpost allows you to build mercenaries from it. So three different types of infantry, which we now see KepochKa making. So a little grenadier. And it also gives you build radius as well, which is very strong, because it means you can build refineries or whatever base defenses you have around it. So very, very strong location to catch. And the fact that KepochKa's got it so early means that he's definitely going to be applying some pressure, I think, to Latex here. So we'll see how that pans out. On the other hand, the garage just gives you a repair aura. But it doesn't give you any build radius, so not as important, I don't think. So we'll see how that affects how these players decide to play this map. As you can see, KepochKa starting to spam out some grenadiers. Grenadiers really useful at destroying buildings and clearing garrisons. Looks like Demon's going to lose this TPC if he doesn't do something about it. I mean, he's amassing a small force here to probably try and deal with this, although Ivan's bringing in some missile troopers now, which is definitely going to increase the speed at which this TPC drops. I think he's going to get it. Ivan coming in with a pillager as well. Going to be able to clean up some of this infantry, although I think he's going to lose that. Pillagers, when they die, do spawn an igniter. Little flamethrower guy is going to clear out that garrison, take control of that. Nice play from Ivan. He's also managed to secure his own TPC as well, so looking pretty good for Team Moscow right now. Ivan also expanding very aggressively into the middle, which is kind of what you want to do as Dynasty. Demon managing to take the top left here as well. Meanwhile, KepochKa is making full use of the build radius from the Smirk outpost and building his own little refinery expansion here, very close to Latex. So we'll see how that pans out. Things quietening down a bit now, as we have a riot drop coming out from KepochKa. I think that's what this is. It is, yeah. So riot drop going to come down. That's a riot van loaded with riot troopers, missile troopers and field scouts, I believe. Going to use that to apply some pressure to Latex here. Here we go as well, the first engagement. KepochKa's going to push forward with his Merc Grenadiers and some field scouts and some drone ops. Try and take out that barracks. Doesn't happen. Latex defending that nicely with some sentinels, some riot troopers of his own. This riot van coming up from the north though, he's gonna get a small surround here, a nice little conclave. He needs to... Oh, great stun. Huge stun. So the riot van does have a stun and managed to stun all these infantry, reducing their movement speed and attack speed down to practically 0. Although Latex has a lot more infantry here. He needs to start attacking with his Merc Grenadiers. He's sort of just running them away. Turns around, does manage to get a riot trooper there. Very nice. Turning back on it now. Can these riot troopers get into range of the mercs? A grenade turret coming up as well. That's going to be very useful. The sentinels in the backline doing a really good job as well of staving off this this pressure from KepochKa. A grenade turret of his own now coming up for KepochKa. That's going to apply even more pressure to Latex. Coming back in with the units on the top side. You think these sentinels are going to do a good job of staving this off, mostly just because he doesn't have any missile troops, which would deal with these sentinels very well. Needs to be careful not to lose this sentinel though unnecessarily to this grenade turret. That's unfortunate. Does go down. Off the back of this, KepochKa is selling his refinery. Oh, he's used the mercenary outpost special ability. So the mercenary outpost has an ability that spawns 12 militia just instantly, which he's just done, as you can see. Oh, pops down a healing turret as well. Hang on, where's that healing turret come from? Ah, there's a riot medic. That's where it came from. So KepochKa's got a first riot medic out, and that riot medic's one of the specialists of Tempest Rising, extremely strong. Able to heal allies with the heal units with the healing turret, and also apply a stun to enemy infantry in an AoE. Really, really strong. I don't think Latex has the same. He has got the satellite uplink with the drone pod, so he does have access to it. To the healing medic, that is. Does he have one out though? No, he doesn't. Not right now. KepochKa really laying on the pressure here again. Just get a stun off with the medic. You can see those red bars filling up. That's indication of being stunned. Lots of drone ops now from KepochKa and a Gatling turret. Looks like this expansion for Latex is going down. He does have some hunter tanks now though, so we'll see how that changes things up. A very, very long drawn out engagement here. These two players really going at it. And it makes sense. It's a very important part of the map. Or just trying to get a feeler of Latex with his riot troopers. Good to get them in close as possible, as they do stun enemy infantry and deal lots of damage, but I think KepochKa's going to manage to take this. This is looking really bad for Latex. If he loses this satellite uplink, that is a lot of tech gone. Not to mention build radius as well, so I think Latex is probably going to need some help from Demon, but Demon's fighting his own demons over on the west side, trying to apply some pressure to Ivan. Nice little engagement coming out here, but I don't know if this is going to do a lot. He's managed to get the riot trooper in. Oh, a lovely little bit of splash damage there from the grenadiers, taking out lots of missile troopers there. Ivan with his machinists, he loves these bad boys. These are the dynasty specialists. Oh, Demon with his medic of his own, planting that healing turret down, gets sniped instantly. Does lose the medic. Really good target firing from Ivan. Now also spawning flame turrets, which are going to do huge AoE damage to this. I think Ivan's going to be able to clean this up, no worries. Meanwhile, KepochKa has pushed all the way up, completely cleared Latex of that expansion. It's not looking good for Team Under Siege, as another hunter tank gets picked off. I think Latex is probably done here. He's got no more units left, really. Yeah, there he goes. One down. I would imagine Demon is also not long for this world, as he lost the engagement on the west side here against Ivan, and now KepochKa is just going to push into his base, and that is probably GG. First game going to Team Moscow. Very well played. Okay, here we go with game 2 of Hotel Moscow versus Under Siege. Spawning on the top right, we have KepochKa playing as the orange GDF, His teammate down on the bottom right is Ivan, playing as the Red Dynasty. Against them we have Team Under Siege. We have on the top left Latex, playing as the Blue GDF, and his teammate Demon, also known as Branston Pickle, playing as the Dark Green GDF. So this is the map Damned Strait, which is a pretty cool map. As you can see, it's just one like giant bridge in the middle, with teams spawning either side. Each team has, or each player has, their own Tempest processing center, sort of quite close to their base, and then there is a mercenary outpost in the middle. I think that's all the neutral buildings. Yeah, that's it. So as I mentioned so this is game 2. So Hotel Moscow took game 1, and this Merc outpost will be very important to hold. It gives build radius and it allows you to build 3 different types of infantry. So quite important thing to hold. Players generally tend to expand down here, as this is the only really other place to collect Tempest. So we'll see how these teams tackle this map. Demon going for a quick engineer cap on the TPC. Latex already got his as well. Looks like Ivan doing the same thing, and I assume, yeah, KepochKa also doing the same thing. KepochKa getting 2 field scouts in early to cover this Merc outpost of any quick engineers. So that's good there. Latex taking his TPC. Demon already taking his. Ivan got his too. Oh, sorry, there's actually... Yeah, apologies. Each player gets 2 TPCs, not just 1. So there are 2 on the bridge as well for each player, either side. Here and here, yeah. Very nice. Okay, so looks like Team Moscow are going to grab the Merc outpost. KepochKa is going to grab it in the middle. That's going to give them some build radius. They're popping down a guard tower as well, so engineers can build this on the GDF side. Has 4 garrison slots, so you can pop infantry in there and they shoot out of it. Quite a good little defensive structure. 4 missile troopers coming out from Ivan. That's quite aggressive. Let's see what sort of build he's going for. He's got 2. It's pretty normal, but a lot of Merc troops, a lot of missile troopers coming out, and the first pillager as well, very early. So a little bit of pressure maybe coming out from Team Moscow here. Meanwhile, KepochKa also playing pretty standard, getting a very quick satellite uplink actually. So potentially going for drone, that riot pod. Pushing forward, is KepochKa going to grab hold of this fortification? Going to clear out that bunker very early, so this is going to apply quite a bit of pressure to the other team. Without holding this, you sort of give way to any units coming down the middle, which obviously leads directly to their base. And they're going to potentially lose their TPC. Latex is going to lose their TPC here. If he doesn't defend it, he's going to try and come in with a few drone ops, backed up by Branston. 1 riot trooper from Branston, nice and early. Does get cleaned up though by the igniter from Ivan that came out of that pillager. KepochKa throwing down a support beacon, which does give him build radius, and he's immediately popped down 2 Gatling turrets and 2 barracks. Let's see if this can get cleaned up. Very aggressive play, I like it, but he's still trying. Yeah, that's it. You need to get rid of that support beacon. Nicely targeted down there by Latex. Does stop that. If those buildings had finished, that would have been catastrophic for Branston and Latex. But they do manage to fight that off. So a bit of a chill period coming in now. Latex did lose his TPC, which is a bit of an annoyance, but not too bad. Going in from Grenadiers here to try and clear out the fortification, and they're just going to get absolutely annihilated by all of this infantry. So lots of infantry coming out from both teams here. It does mean that their expansions will be quite delayed. But a very good response here from Branston and Latex. I'm not sure if they also were planning to sort of do a bit of an infantry rush, but looks like both teams were planning the same thing. Need to try and defend this TPC. Otherwise, Team Moscow are going to have a significant economic lead. You can kind of see already, actually. Oh, I guess Ivan is the only Dynasty player. Nice healing turret coming down now from Latex. Already managed to get a medic out. That's going to change the tides of the battle quite significantly. You can see they're just walking over Team Moscow's units now. Huge amount of riot troopers coming out from Branston. I love this. I love this. Look, you've got the riot troopers from Branston, you've got the drone ops from Latex. The combination of the two, really, really, really good. Ivan's going to lose this bunker. I'm not quite sure what's in here, but whatever is in there is now dead. A great push coming from these two players. Ivan popping down some power plants. I assume he's going to be popping down some flaming turrets very, very soon. Nope, just going to sell them actually. Completely give them up. Okay. I think they know when to give something up. They destroy the Merc outpost, take the middle with quite a big force. Let's see what Team Oscar have to deal with this. Riot Van coming in from KepochKa. Quite a few. He's got his own Riot Medic now as well. Some Grenadiers as salvage, very early salvage van coming out from Ivan. If that's going to give some repair radius to his vehicles. If he deploys it, it will turn into a static defense as well, which is definitely going to help defend. But this force from the Under Siege team is looking pretty deadly. Lots of firepower here. The Sentinels mixed in with the drone ops take down infantry and tanks. The Riot Medic's still alive as well. They're going to try and take down this TPC, but a huge stun coming in from KepochKa from that Riot Van manages to stun this huge clump of infantry. They're just getting taken out now by everything else. Oh my gosh. A ball coming out from Ivan. He's managed to rush balls. Another great stun from KepochKa, stunning up all this infantry. And the balls just crushing them. Wow, what a fight. That was insane. I've never seen anything quite like it. Team Moscow absolutely cleaning up Under Siege's supply there. Wow. Just when you thought the Under Siege had the advantage, a couple of fantastic stuns from KepochKa's Riot Vans into the Tempest spheres, just crushing all the rest of the units. Wow, what an engagement. So let's see now what neither players have really expanded very much. Looks like Latex is moving out now. Branston still in his base. Ivan also still in his base. Does have that second MCV, so is able to build many structures at a time. Looks like KepochKa also now expanding, moving out his MCV. So a little bit difficult to say who came out on top there. Losses from both sides, but it's fair to say that Team Moscow definitely have the tech lead, because Ivan is pumping out Tempest spheres, which are a tier 3 unit that do a lot of damage and just crush pretty much anything apart from a few super heavy units like the super heavy tanks that GDF get. So it can crush pretty much this entire army. So yeah, very scary. Nice little force from Latex here though. Might spot KepochKa's MCV. A little bit dangerous for KepochKa. He needs to be a bit careful with that. Do not want to lose your MCV this early. Drone maulers coming out now from Latex. Anti-vehicle specialists really do rip apart most vehicles, especially Tempest spheres, so we'll see how they deal with them. But if Ivan gets a good roll off, no, he's going to lose the first one. Will the second one get the spin off? No, also going to lose that. Both going down, not great. A couple of Uniteds doing some damage. Yeah, KepochKa going to be forced to retreat here with his MCV. Hopefully he doesn't lose it, but he is very, very, very in danger of doing so. He does send some Sentinels to help clear this out. Oh! MCV gets sniped. See the drone maulers there just doing a ridiculous amount of damage. That's going to definitely make things interesting. Tempest spheres coming in from Ivan now, and a lot of drone ups on the high ground for KepochKa. It's going to clean up most of Latex's army. You can see the Tempest spheres, they have this ability to sort of whoop, like that, just like power through anything that's in their way. Riot Van's coming in now as well for KepochKa. Latex probably needs to retreat here, otherwise he's going to lose the rest of this army, and drone maulers are not cheap. Or just a little bit of picking. Interesting. Now Branston coming in with a pretty sizable force. Notice that essentially Latex just took on both players. So now Branston has a little bit of space to push forward. I think just clearing out these garrisons and then retreating. Yeah, I don't think he wants to fight into both players, so probably a good move. Let's see what the specialists are looking like. So Branston not having any at the moment. Oh, I thought I could hover. Oh, there we go. Oh, so actually only KepochKa has 3 medics. Is that right? I guess so. Big engagement here in the middle. Branson going to start fighting KepochKa. He needs to watch out for this Tempest Sphere, otherwise that's going to crush a lot of his army. It spins through. He needs to target it down. There we go. Didn't get too much value out of that, is Ivan. But now he does have some voltaic tanks. And those are pretty deadly. Okay, nothing too bad. You can see Branson's army looking really strong here. Lots of drone ups, lots of drone maulers, some hunter tanks. Very, very scary army indeed. Latex, very similar composition by the looks of it. Ivan with the voltaic tanks. These are pretty deadly at range, do a lot of damage to vehicles. You can pretty much one-shot a lot of tier 1 infantry. And they also have a tiny bit of splash damage as well. So, comparable to sort of prism tanks from RA2. So let's take a quick look at the economies. Latex and Branson definitely out in front at the moment, I think. KepochKa struggling a bit. His first Tempest field is starting to clear up. Really needs to move down to here, but now that he's lost his MCV, he's pretty screwed in that regard. Gonna find it pretty difficult to get some money here, as he cannot build extra refineries. So he's just gonna have to mine out here. This game's looking pretty dire for Team Moscow. I think one big engagement is gonna make the difference. Latex and Branson's army is looking pretty insane right now. Lots of drone maulers, lots of tier 3 infantry, going to be doing lots of damage. KepochKa actually managing to push away Latex's northern expansion, which is going to be a good pick, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Latex is going to lose his MCV. Let's see if he has another one. He doesn't. So he is also going to start losing money very slowly. Ivan definitely in a good position in terms of all the players, as he does have Tempest rigs down here in the southern Tempest field. Branson also with an expansion, but looks like they're pushing forward with an absolutely enormous army now. We'll see how Team Moscow defends this. It's not looking good. They've not got too many units. A lot of their units caught in the north here as well. Are they going to get caught out of position? That would be catastrophic. Maybe not. No, they're just going to engage on the middle. Sentinels doing their work. Can they get some right van stuns? How the hell do you commentate this? There's so much going on. An EMP coming down there from probably both players. That renders all units on their side unable to attack. Absolute carnage. I think Latex and Branson are saying take this. Their armies are just too big. They've got way more supply on 146, 113 versus the piddly 50 supply of Team Moscow. I think that's probably GG. Just absolutely mowing down the opposition there. Well played. Very, very well played. And game 2 goes to Under Siege. Alright, what is up everyone? This is game 3 of Hotel Moscow versus Under Siege in the Stormfront 2v2 Tempest Riding Tournament. Spawning in the bottom right, we have KepochKa playing as the white GDF, or sorry, the black GDF. His teammate, Ivan, in the bottom left playing as the red dynasty. They are against Branston in the top left playing as the dark green GDF, and his teammate Latex in the top right playing as the blue GDF. So this is Central Junction, this map. Really, really close quarters map. You can see the distance between the players is not far at all. And also, interestingly, there are 8 TPCs on this map. Tempest Processing Center. So there's 2 in the east, 2 in the north, here, 2 in the east, I just said east, I meant west, and then 2 in the south as well. So lots of resources, obviously a huge Tempest field in the middle as well. So this is usually a map pretty accustomed to rushes, as you can probably imagine, due to the small distance between the players. So we'll see what happens. Each player also has a little safe base in their back as well, with a satellite they can take if they want, although in the very few games I've casted, I've not seen many players go for that. So we'll see what happens. Ivan coming out with a pretty standard guards into technician, going to try and take that TPC away from Branston. I always found that interesting. I think if I was to play this, I would just go and capture the safe ones. Yeah, you can see KepochKa taking the one down here, nice and safe. Has actually managed to sneak a field scout into the bunker here of Latex. That's going to be pretty annoying to deal with for Latex. Not going to be able to get any infantry out of his barracks without them taking damage. Has managed to capture the TPC on his side though, so that is good. A very early pillager coming out from Ivan. Going to put some pressure straight onto Branston. Probably going to lose his TPC as Branston, which is not great. Not a great start. Putting up a Gatling turret just in case. Maybe a little bit preemptive. I think Ivan just wants to take out this TPC. Oh, 4 missile troopers now from Branston. And a technician to repair the pillager. I love it. Really, really smart play here. I think is he going to take the TPC away? Yes, he is. Huge. Look at that. So in case you didn't know, yeah, if a neutral building dies, it can be recaptured and repaired by an engineer. So a little bit of pressure coming out. Ivan arguably unnecessarily loses his pillager there. Just gets absolutely ruined by the Gatling turret. But he does still have 4 missile troopers and a couple of dynasty guards applying some pressure. Branson going into low power. They've got to be careful. Does have a satellite uplink nice and early. But for now has managed to keep Ivan at bay. Meanwhile on the east side, KepochKa, being extremely aggressive, has built a very forward satellite uplink, already upgrading to what I assume is the riot pod, and has built a refinery and a barracks right in the face of Latex. No respect. Also taking the fortification over here for some nice vision. Going to send out a grenadier to try and clear out this bunker. I'm sure that will be done relatively easily. Actually, KepochKa has taken both fortifications in the middle, which will give him a lot of nice vision. Has managed to clear out this bunker. Probably going to take out the TPC of Latex. Latex managing to get out a grenadier. Probably going to clear out this field scout. This pesky field scout. KepochKa is going to actually save it as well. Oh no, he's not. He's dead. Drone pod coming out from Latex. Pretty standard. Drone pod also... Sorry, riot pod coming out from Latex, also coming out from KepochKa, pretty standard. Going to give them access to those riot troopers. Sorry, no, you get access to riot troopers as soon as you get a satellite uplink. Going to give them access to the riot vans and the riot drop pod, as well as the riot medic, which is extremely, extremely strong. So things relatively calm for now. KepochKa going to push in. He has used his riot drop. You can see the riot van there. Going to go for the stun on the infantry. A huge... Oh, God, the AoE for that is enormous. Going to clean up most of Latex's army here. This is not looking good. A lot of huge pressure coming in. The riot troopers and the grenadiers, the mix of the both, just crushing Latex's forces. He needs to get some defensive structures up. He's gone for 3 barracks here, which is pretty good. You can garrison units inside of GDF barracks and they shoot out, which is quite nice. But KepochKa just with an overwhelming army here. I'm not sure if Latex is going to be able to hold on to this. The grenadiers just do so much damage against structures, and he's got a riot medic here as well, so healing up all of his forces. Gatling turret coming up. That's going to get taken out. He tries to run for it with his MCV. Let's see if he can get away. I feel like he probably can't. Gets stunned by the riot trooper, and he's going to lose his MCV really early here. This is not looking good for Team Under Siege. A really, really nice play from KepochKa, being super aggressive with these. Honestly, the early bunker here really caused Latex a lot of headaches, and I imagine probably gave KepochKa the confidence to push forward and just clear up. I think this is probably going to be Latex out of the game now, unfortunately. He's going to try and retreat his harvesters. He has got 5 harvesters. Meanwhile, KepochKa only has 4, so something to be said about that as well. He definitely favoured military here over economy. Latex trying his best to get the hell out of there as his base gets tidied up by KepochKa. Meanwhile, Branston amassing his forces as much as he can. Ivan building forward, sort of like Dynasty tends to do. Doesn't really have much of an army though. He has managed to get a machinist out. Branston pushing forward. I don't think this is a good idea considering KepochKa's coming in with a huge army. He has put down a load of barracks to try and... Oh no, that's KepochKa speaking. Never mind. Yeah, I think this is over. A very quick game 3 here. You can kind of see why this map is pretty quick. I think that's it. The game has crashed because they have quit. GG. Game 3 going to Hotel Moscow. Alright, here we go. This is game 4 of our best of 5 series between Hotel Moscow and Under Siege. Spawning in the bottom right, we have our Branston Pickle, also known as Demon, is the red GDF player. His teammate on the bottom left is Latex, the blue GDF. Against them, we have in the top left KepochKa playing again as the black GDF, and his teammate Ivan playing as the red Dynasty. So, Dam, a pretty interesting map as well. Again, a TPC shared by players in the north and south. A satellite and a merc outpost to fight over in the east and west. Satellites and garages shared between players in the north and south as well. And then we have the middle of the map that has a satellite uplink in the middle and 4 TPCs to fight over. So sometimes this map gets played left versus right, east versus west. Sometimes it gets played top versus bottom. These players have opted to go for top versus bottom, which is an interesting way to play the map. It essentially means you fighting over these expansion points on the left and right. It does make fighting for the middle a little bit weird, since it's just kind of odd. Obviously, if you play from left to right, it's a bit more obvious what you're fighting over, but top to bottom is a bit strange. So we'll see how they decide to play this one. Pretty standard build coming up from Branston, just going for that quick uplink again. Nothing too fancy. Latex sort of doing the same thing. KepochKa probably also doing the same thing, just hasn't queued up his buildings. And Ivan looking pretty standard so far as well. I imagine we'll see an early pillager coming out of Ivan, as he has tended to go for that. Very, very useful at clearing out garrisons and applying a bit of early pressure. So we'll see what happens. Ivan sending out his first technicians to come and capture this TPC in the middle. Latex also opting to do the same on the other side. So going to grab that nice and early. A little bit of forward scouting coming out from KepochKa. Has captured the merc outpost. He's quite fond of these, as we saw in game 2. He opted to go for game 1 actually. He opted to go for the merc outpost as soon as possible, using that guard tower to help keep it defended and popping out 2 grenadiers. So the reason they're getting the grenadiers out so early and so quickly is good, because they do structure damage. Sorry, they can clear out fortifications and structures, so they do damage to the units inside them as opposed to as well as the structure itself. So yeah, the same with pillagers and other grenade type weapons and flame type weapons. They are really good at clearing out structures and do a lot of damage to buildings in general. So probably just gonna kill this TPC from Latex, like see how much damage they do. There's only 2 of them and they're sort of going to clear this up pretty quickly. KepochKa being very annoying again. You can just see how much value he's getting from that merc outpost. Managed to garrison a field scout in here and has a grenadier as well, just applying annoying pressure to Latex. But Latex, I think, is ready this time. Coming out with 3 riot troopers really quickly. That's going to shut down this merc grenadier probably. Oh no, he does manage to get it in. That's going to be very annoying. But Latex does have a grenadier, so he'll probably just go and clean that up. Just some good micro from KepochKa. Ivan managed to take 2 TPCs in the middle, which is very nice. Also managed to take the merc outpost in the east and has built a machine shop and a barracks and is now applying pressure to Branston. Already has 2 pillagers and 4 missile troopers and a merc grenadier outside Branston's base. Branston splitting his units quite nicely here. I like this. Riot troopers to the front, grenadiers in the back. So we'll see how he deals with this early pressure. He does have 3 racks, so he will be able to produce a lot of infantry to try and defend this off. He's just got to make sure. 3 pillagers now from Ivan. This is looking pretty scary. For those that don't know, pillagers, when they explode, do AoE damage. So generally what you want to do as a Dynasty player is just send them in and get them to crush the infantry, and then obviously when they die they will do AoE damage. He's going to come in now. Let's see if that's what Ivan goes for. I imagine he'll just send them straight in. Riot Trooper stunning one of them, really nice from Branston. Managed to get 2-3 crushes off though. Another stun coming out from the Riot Trooper. The second stun stopped Sorry, the first stun stopped, so that pillager got through. The third one now getting stunned, but you can see all the infantry behind this that Ivan has is probably just going to clean up the rest of Branston's troops. He needs to make sure to clean up this pillager tank as quickly as possible while keeping it stunned. There we go. But pillager tanks do drop an igniter, which is just going to continue to apply more damage to the infantry. I think he should start garrisoning his infantry in the barracks to maybe try and deal with this, although saying that the machinist now coming out from Ivan, very early machinist. That's a 5-minute machinist all the way across the map. It's going to disable turrets as well as do a lot of damage. He's lost one barracks already. Branston going to lose the second barracks now. I think this is not looking good for Branston. And the early rush coming out from Ivan just absolutely ruining Branston. I don't think he was prepared for that. Latex now coming in to try and help. Might be a little bit too late. He might be able to save his MCV though. It's going to be close. Although if I was Ivan, I would just stick it, and he's going to. Does lose that MCV. Although he might lose all of his units here. A really nice force coming in from Latex. We've got a riot medic and a few riot troops, which will probably be able to clear this up quite nicely. You can see that AoE stun from the riot medic. So good, the riot medic. Actually crazy. Oh, yeah, they surrendered because KepochKa was in his base, which I missed. Wow. A very quick game 4 there. GG, and series goes 3-1 to Hotel Moscow. Great games.